Security and personal safety should never be overlooked, regardless of the context. If you want to keep your home and family safe from invaders, you need to invest in security systems and technology. No company is able to take any chances with their assets, thus, safety must be a top priority. In this video, we will showcase 7 mind-blowing security devices that are certain to save your life. If you don't want to miss any of these incredible innovations, keep watching the video. Number 1. Security glass. In terms of home security, glass doors and large windows are frequently the weakest points. An invader can quickly shatter a typical glass window and no surveillance camera can stop them. In addition, the criminal will likely have ample opportunity to leave the property before authorities arrive. This glass is interchangeable with the equivalent resistant security plus glass, similar to how police and military bulletproof jackets do not cover the entire body but instead protect the most vital areas. Security glass protects only the most vital areas. They protect the most vulnerable area of the window, which is often sufficient. The visible glass. Depending on the type of threat to the window, this type of glass can be installed on the exterior or interior. According to manufacturers, security glass can almost always be installed without disassembling standard window frames. Number 2. ADDALOCK. When you lock a door, how do you make sure it stays locked? If you live in constant fear of intruders, what can you do? A simple door lock is the answer. It's a lightweight, portable lock that can be set upon and taken down from any door in seconds. The ADDALOCK is not an electronic lock but rather operates through conventional mechanical means. After inserting the blocking pieces, you can then press a metal plate into position between the door frame and the lock lever to secure it in the hole. Right now, there's an internal lock on the door. ADDALOCK could be placed on the entry door or any other door in the house to provide extra security and privacy when required. This lock is great for hotel rooms, motels, and short-term rentals. The chrome steel construction and unique design of this device make it suitable for use with doors of varying thicknesses. Number 3. NIGHTLOCK. The NIGHTLOCK door safety systems are perfect for homes, schools, and businesses. The original NIGHTLOCK is appropriate for both traditional and French doors and is simple to install in the locking position. The mechanism utilizes the floor to sustain even the biggest loads, which conventional locks are unable to support. In emergency scenarios, NIGHTLOCK Lockdown also employs the floor to repel invader attacks. It works on all outward and inward opening doors. Note that the NIGHTLOCK has been put at the ground level and is inaccessible to anyone attempting to break into an apartment or office door in order to close it. With this gadget, the locking handle is only lowered, and NIGHTLOCK Lockdown complies with fire safety regulations. Number 4. Barricade Box. This device is an efficient and trustworthy solution for blocking an emergency door. The barrier box was designed by Sergeant Chris Kokop, who spent over 2 decades in the Marine Corps before joining the police. This door locking device is incredibly straightforward, speedy, and secure. The barrier box can open nearly any door with a handle, regardless of orientation, in less than 7 minutes. All that is required is lifting the lid, pulling the cables, wrapping it around the handle, and reattaching it to the barricade box. Among other locations, the device can be utilized in schools, offices, churches, and private residences. The barricade box makes use of a Kevlar rope with a breaking strength of more than 900 kilograms. In addition, it is impenetrable to wounds and fire, allowing it to endure any intruder's assaults. Number 5. The Barracuda. The Barracuda Advanced Security System helps secure the entrance rapidly and efficiently in the event of an emergency. It takes literally no time at all to put up and will protect your home from intruders and other dangers. The Barracuda immediately secures sliding glass doors, stops swinging doors, and denies entry to any unauthorized individuals. It's a portable, self-contained device that doesn't have to be on at all times and can be taken out quickly if needed. The Barracuda's low maintenance requirements are a huge selling point. Number 6. ARCA Conyechnego. Robert Konieczny, the chief architect at the Polish company KWK Proms, constructed this breathtaking country home for his family. Although this residence is one of a kind, Robert may design a comparable structure for you. On an open slope in the southern Polish Alps is the mansion known as ARCA Conyechnego. It is placed across the hill, and landslides are possible in this location as in any similar one. As a result, the house's structure was built to resemble a bridge on an arc, and it was put on 3 supports, with the double-pitched roof providing additional support. The architecture of ARCA Conyechnego is unafraid of landslides. Even during severe rainfall, water flows underneath the residence without flooding it. Nevertheless, one of the most remarkable characteristics of the construction is its movable walls, which cover panoramic windows. During the owner's absence, the concrete panels close, transforming the residence into an invincible fortress. Similar measures might be used if a family fears for its safety. Number 7. Campbell. On cool summer evenings, we may opt to keep the windows open and the door unlocked. This, however, presents a variety of problems, such as nocturnal insects, pets who run away, and intruders anxious to break into any exposed residence. Standard window and/or bug screens protect against insects and animals, but do not prevent entry. Campbell's protective netting is a superior product that protects dwellings without obstructing residents' views of the surrounding countryside. To cover a window or door opening, you can choose a mesh with the proper shape, size, and color. Due to its unique construction, it is simple to mount building components on aluminum, PVC, and wood surfaces. The triple locking system and anti-theft hinges produce an impenetrable barrier against intruders. Moreover, the black powder-coated stainless steel mesh is robust enough to withstand attacks with mallets, knives, and other heavy implements. The mesh facilitates air circulation while blocking up to 60% of UV radiation. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the 7 mind-blowing security devices. Which of them would you like to purchase? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content such as this.